Hello Internet, my name's DarkArts, and today we're doing something different. We're revisiting a game. Long time ago, I highlighted a game called Doodle God. This is the extremely evolved version of the game. It started off simple, as a tile matching game where you had elements. You took an element and you took another element and you pushed them together and you made more tiles and more elements, and it just branched off from that. It's a terrific game. Go back, watch the video, and see where this game has come from. Because this has evolved so much. Like the game mechanic, it has added bits to itself. It is branched off into something extremely different from what it began. It has so many other versions of this game, like 4 or 5, that are all different, but all have the same mechanic. And soon, there's going to be another version of Doodle God that comes out that has kind of a somber note to it. I've played this game for a while now, and I'm still at the first fourth of the game. Well, I'll explain that later. But, to start off, this is how you play the game. You see on one page, like, categories, and you see on the other page, categories. If you click on one of the categories, we'll go to fire. We have fire element things, or things that are like fire, or create fire, or, you know, categorized. But then we have the individual bits, and I have fire, lava, plasma, sulfur, coal, oil, and there's another one. There's another one in this list that I haven't created yet. Can I create it now? I don't know. That's part of the fun of this game, but more on that in a minute. On the other side of the page, we have more categories, and if we go to stone, we have tons of other things. Now, the trick to the game is taking each element, we have the fire element, and putting it with another element. So I'm going to put it onto metal. That did not work. So fire and metal does not create something. If we take earth and fire, it creates lava. And the best part of another great thing about this game is like these little quotes at the bottom. I don't know. I just love these little things. Don't dance on a volcano. They're like little itty bitty things that I really, really like. It gives the game character. So that's basically the entire game. You start off with only the categories of 4: fire, wind, earth, and water, with very limited things. You only have like one element each, and you use those to grow the categories and grow your pool of elements and things. And as that goes on, the game gets harder and harder and harder, because now you have so many things to work with. You have to think, okay, what can I create with a human and a corpse and tools? What can I create with human and tools? Nothing. Human in a hut? Nothing. Okay. Let's go with plant matter then. I have bird. And birds and reeds, birds and grass, birds and coffee. This is the part of the game at this moment where a lot of guessing goes in. And that's where the fun of this game was, back when it first started. This is where the somber note comes in, okay? Now, the game always had hints. It was on a time schedule. Depending on how many times you use the hints, it would take longer to recharge. I liked that. It slowed the game down a bit, but it at least gave you an option. Now, you have 3 choices for hints. Can you see the problem I'm having at the moment? No? Alright, well, we'll continue. The first hint was the original hint. we have the hint shows the elements that could be created from the existing one. So if we use this hint, we see we have the ability to create fabric. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, what elements do I have in my possession that can create fabric? Well, if I go into this category, I'm not really sure what it is. I have wool. So if I take human and wool, I can't do human and wool. Oh, human and tools.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, God. So yeah, I've now created fabric, and cute little touch for this game, there is an actual tiny little world. Let me go to it. There is a tiny world. Look at this tiny world. Whereas when you create things, it'll appear on the map. You can turn it around, kind of get a better angle. Oop, look at that. It's adorable. There's a drunk down there. It's great. And also there's the mushroom. I can create a mushroom, but I'm not really sure how to do that quite yet. I'm working on that. But that's how the game was. Now there's two others. Hint shows two groups where some elements are may react. This one's fine too. For a buffed hint, this one I actually like. But we'll get onto this later. Then there's also the hint that automatically creates the thing. Bullshit. I say this is bullshit. Now, do you see where I have a problem? It also corresponds with the top bar here. If you haven't noticed the top bar up at the top with the electricity symbol and the gem symbol. Can you get no? Okay. We go to buy things here. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, I can buy things with electricity? Ooh, okay then. I just need more electricity. Buy electricity. This is a kind of pay-to-win game / microtransaction game. Oh, it pains me to say that. It pains me to see this. Doodle God was such a great game, and this is such a great version of the game. But it's had to rely on something terrible. It's had to rely on microtransactions. Sorry, as a free game player and someone who respects the craft of Flash games and Android games, pay-to-win microtransactions make me a little sick. I won't say this is stupid. I understand why games for phones and tablets do this. They need money. I completely understand why you do this, and I respect the creators of Doodle God enough to know that this is probably a last resort option that they had to choose from. But it still sucks. It still sucks. For $100 though, you can completely override all of this. That's still $100. Is this a $100 game? No. I would say, I don't know. I would have honestly paid $25 for it all. It's stretching so much to be this much. It sucks. It really does suck. And then there's gems too. For fuck's sake, you buy gems as well. I hate it. I just hate that they had to resort to this. It sucks. So that's kind of where I'm at this game. This is a terrific culmination of things that I loved about the series. But there are walls that you have to get through. Because you might think, oh, okay, getting all of these electricities doesn't seem to be too bad. Why do I need electricity is to get hints. I won't need hints. I can just go through this myself. You see the top bar up here that says 1920? Well, this is a blocker. You create 20 matches, 20 new matches, and that bar drains. You can't make any matches for the rest of the day until it says on the timer another half hour before it fills back up. But you can fill that up with electricity. You see where the paying things? So each day you go to this game, you make 20 matches. If you want more, you're gonna have to pay for it. So, okay, that's 20 things, but I'm on a rhythm. I just created a new element, and I'm matching everything, and it's making so many things. That's what the best part about Doodle God was, where it's like, oh my god, I created something new. Let's match it all up to something else. And it just bursts into a new pathway. But now it's limited. It defeats the purpose of the fun, of the joy of this game. It sucks. And then there are also little buffs you can do that kind of help you along the way. I don't know, they're okay. But it just... it makes me sad. It makes me sad. And for just this format, it sucks. But if you persist, if you don't really care about paying X amount of money to unlock all this kind of stuff, there are a few extra things that might make this game a little bit more tolerable. This is the menu. At the start, we've only begun. And as the game progresses and you've collected all the elements and stuff, it goes up to the 4th age, the world of magic. This is where Doodle God, the evolved version of Doodle God, has been placed. This is the main game of it. If we go into the other 3 things, we have quests, puzzles, and artifacts. Artifacts are unlock once you've unlocked certain elements in your main game, and are kind of puzzle things. Let's click on one of them. There's a hint. An enormous lion with Pharaoh's head. Now, it's a sphinx. I know it's a sphinx. It's simply put. But what 3 elements that you have acquired make the sphinx? I don't know. I haven't figured this out yet. I have 82 tries left to figure it out. I don't know what happens when I run out. Maybe I'll have to pay to get more. I don't know. But I've already figured out Stonehenge. Stone. Just for everyone. And Basilisk. Lizard Poison Stone. Really quite chuffed about the Basilisk one. That one. Oh, Doodle Kingdoms! That's the 4th one! We go now on to puzzles. There are a lot of puzzles in this, and I really think this is quite a genius thing to do. We have the first puzzle that's unlocked here. Now you might say, oh, I can just unlock the puzzles by just playing through each puzzle. No. You have to get all the way through the main main part of the game and get to level 4. Or you can pay 40 gems! Anyway, puzzles are interesting. If we click on this, we have to create ice cream. Ooh, sounds interesting. So we go over here, we have storm. We go over here, we have swamp. We have milk. How do we do this? So here's the thing about this game. I've already fucked this thing up. It's persistent. I forgot. This is persistent.
I believe they
So we're unlocking all the stuff that I
that's a good one.
mixed. Forgot to do this before.
You did it.
So I'm unlocking all the stuff, kind of as a puzzle redo. Kind of thing. No. Okay, so here's what the puzzle actually started with. So we go over, we have air, we have an earth, we have 2 fire, and we have 2 water. here's what the game is. You have to match the elements into a certain way to get ice cream. It's actually brilliant. It's brilliant. We have the milk. I know what to do with milk. I'm going to use the milk on something. But what? Well, in a thought, we have to make ice, because that's a thing. So if I go to that and that, we're going to make
Gracious me.
steam. That might not exactly be what I want, but we'll hold it. We then want... Well, if I put fire and earth together, that makes lava. I don't need lava. If I put fire and water together, though... that makes alcohol. If I put alcohol... No, I don't have any water to mix with the alcohol, so... I have to undo all of that. See, it's an order of operations game as well as a puzzle game. It's interesting how these kinds of... how this all works. So, if I take water and fire, we make alcohol. And then we take water and alcohol. We make
The verdant green
vodka. No, I don't think vodka is what I need. This is the way the puzzle is, and I haven't figured this one out. It's quite difficult. And if we go to... no, that's not it. If we go to our encyclopedia, I can go to ice. And how do I make ice? Oh, I just clicked on that W thing there. That goes to Wikipedia. That, I did not know that happened. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, puzzle is confusing. It's supposed to be confusing. It's actually quite interesting. Let's move on to what I think is another great feature of this game, quests. Again, either get to the 4th level or pay to unlock them. That kind of sucks. But if we go to Save the Princess, this opens up an interesting little thing. This is kind of like puzzle, but it gives you a guideline to it that's a little bit more structured. I have to save a princess, and to start off, we start all the way from the beginning. Okay, the objective is to kill a dragon, save the princess, and get a reward. Note, beware of traps. So, if I look at my things, we have an axe, a sword, let's see, we have a book with a question mark to it, we have a dragon, we have a king, let's mix king with the dragon. No, I've already done this before, so I know how it goes, but if we go... I know I can do this. I thought I knew I could do this. Basically, this version of this little quest system is you have to create things in order to progress through a story. It's very different from the other game parts that are in this. So we have to create combinations in order to progress through a story. So we have a dragon, and we have a dwarf. We go use a dwarf for the dragon. No, that doesn't work. We take a human and fight a dragon. No. If we get a priest to fight the dragon,
by Zeus's beard,
all he does is turn to ash. A little bit of a somber thing. But that gets rid of a thing that I need, a little slot. So this part of the game is to just get rid of slots. So if we go to a dwarf and an axe, we have a warrior. So if we take a warrior and a priest,
that's a good one.
we get a paladin. Ooh. If we go to magic and a priest, magic and a rogue, magic and a human,
The verdant
we have an
green
elf.
of spring.
And if we get elf and magic, no. Elf and book, no. Ooh, I remember what we have to do. We have to create a party. Actually, that's a great idea. Let's use a hint. We can make a spell book. Oh, right, that's how you make the thing. We take the book, do that.
Set
We have a spell book.
friend.
We now have a spell book. Put that with an elf.
A prolific
We have a
approach.
wizard. Then if we take the wizard and the paladin,
A prolific
we have a party!
approach.
Ah, a little class rogue stuff. Then, if we take... No. If we... Where is it? Nope. It's a human. If we take the rogue and put it... No, we take a warrior, we take the paladin, we put the priest, put another human, we put a sword. Just mixing things now. We put the dragon. Let's go send the party to a dragon.
Stand clear. You're
We got
on
a dead
fire.
dragon! Awesome! I skipped ahead quite a bit. So now we have a dead dragon. So yeah, this is kind of how the game portion of this works, figuring out how to get to a certain goal through the means of combining things. This is another great way to implement this system. And I love it. I truly, truly love it. I'm starting to forget I'm recording and just play now. Which is bad because I have to wrap this video up. Ugh. So, in conclusion, this has been the new and improved Doodle God. Be it, I don't know, microtransaction-y, all it is, it's still a terrific game, and it's evolved into something so good. I will link, not the game necessarily, because the new version of the game that I'm technically playing right now is not available. Let's not pretend something is happening. You'll find a link to stuff in the description. My name is Ben Dark Arts, and even though this game is turned into a microtransaction game, it's still really good. You don't need to do free-to-play bullshit to make this, to play this game, but it still just sucks that they had to go into this kind of field to make money. Instead, what I would recommend is, because of the certain link that I'm going to link in the bottom description below, it's going to list you a whole bunch of Doodle versions: Doodle God, Doodle Devil, Doodle Farms, Doodle Creatures, and Doodle Kingdoms, if I'm remembering them all correctly. Go get those, because they all are different in their own special way. They're all worth money. I think they're like $2-3 each. Do that. I'm not saying don't get the new Doodle God whenever it comes out. I'm just saying pay money for those little games, play those, and give them the money that way. If you want to play the free-to-play version when it comes out, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you. I just have a problem with that kind of model. But other than that, this game has turned into something unrecognizably beautiful.